all with the username Tiffany TLC Music. Please follow me on your favorite platform and also on Twitter, where you can receive messages about whether I'll be on. I'm normally on most weekdays between like 5:15 and 6 p.m. Pacific time. I do all my own music except one song that was written for me, and it takes me a second to be able to see who's hopping on. I can really only see individual. Molly, how are you? I hope well. Hi, Wesley. How are you doing today? I am doing very interestingly. Hi, how's it going? Got the sniffles. Excuse me. I'm thinking about starting with When I Gotta Let Go. I'd be curious to hear how you all are doing. For me, very, very interestingly, you're doing okay, not wonderful. Should I be worried about that, or is it just not a big thing? Nothing super bad. Hope you're feeling physically okay. Hi, Molly. Thanks for inviting followers. Anybody who is new, if you like the music, I hope you consider sharing and following and all of that. You're doing good. Yay. I know yesterday you were tired. Was I tired yesterday? I think I was yawning a bit. I had a very interesting last 24 hours. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, 24 hours. 48 hours, 36 hours. Anyway, the net effect of my 36 hours was reiterating the lessons that are embodied in my songs. When in doubt, wait. Hi, Up in Smoke. When I Gotta Let Go. And maybe starting with awareness, but especially when in doubt, wait. So if it works for you guys, I'm thinking about doing those songs as well as The Sun on the Sea. I think I want to start with When I Gotta Let Go. I haven't started with that song in a long time. But yeah, I just had this opportunity presented to me to rush through something. Like I had news that was like, well, if you do this today, or it was tomorrow, by tomorrow, then all of these things will be so great. But it totally took me by surprise. I did not feel really good about doing it. The timing was off for me in other ways. It would have been a relief in certain ways, but my gut told me, no, this is when in doubt, wait territory. But I still questioned myself, worked at night on the issue, which I haven't done in a long time, and emailed the person, as my accountant, about it, the trust thing I'm working on for my dad, and just kind of went through this process and realized I've learned this lesson many times, that I'd rather be the tortoise than the hare in life. I'm very mistrustful of situations that require a rush. I don't think they result in better outcomes in general, and they lead to this constant state of mind that is very distressed. Hi, Initials. How are you doing? Thanks for sharing. But it was a tough decision because it's going to result in kind of this thing being drug out a lot longer. There's going to be extra steps involved now. But I'm kind of allowing myself to mourn those unmet needs, as I talk about, and starting with awareness. And so hopefully these other songs will be of some use to you as well today. But I'd be open to hearing, my battery in my guitar is already going out. I need to get non-rechargeable batteries for my guitar. Okay, I need the guitar up a little bit, volume. Hello! How are you doing today, Initials? You were so young, the bird had stung. I was young too, had no way to protect you. Just had to stand nearby and hear you cry, and feel your pain again and again. Made it hard to know when I gotta let go, 'cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow. Tight at the hand. Hi, Tona Pista. Never hit myself, I still have scars. Fear to be safe, I better do things perfectly, including taking care of you and all of the suffering too. Made it hard to know when I gotta let go, 'cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow. I lend a hand. I know compassion helps us all, but it's my limits I need to recall. I often ask too much of myself, when the truth is I need help. That's why I need to know when I gotta let go, 'cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow. To lend a hand. There is so much pain in this world, and so much I think we can do to fix it. I believe big changes are the key, but I can't make them myself alone, just me, William. And so I need to know when I gotta let go, 'cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow. I lend a hand. Accepting limits, it can cause pain. It hurts to know when I can't do anything. I care so much about you and me. Just want everybody to have what they need, and yet I need to know when I gotta let go, 'cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow. I lend a hand. When I gotta let go, when I gotta let go, when I gotta let go. Thanks for listening to that. Yes, there are times when that is the only sustainable path, is letting go. Letting go is such a general description. William, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for hopping in on Facebook. Wherever you are watching, live or replay, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, I hope you consider following on there and sharing on there. And also following me on Twitter. That's where I post if I can't come on a particular day or whatever. Yeah. So I'm thinking when in doubt, wait. When in doubt, wait. That is the theme for me from the day. This fake plant is looking too encroaching. It's encroaching too much. Carrie, oh, so good to see you. How are you doing today? How's Lily? Thanks for inviting followers. Sip of water. And retweeting and all that good stuff. You know what I have not been doing is I have not been sharing this on the Facebook group. Thanks for sharing on Facebook. Carrie, when you share on Facebook, are you sharing on your own personal page? Probably. I want to go back to sharing on Mike's page, but that would require me to log into Facebook. Facebook. I could do that. But, oh man, I'd have to go through some process. Oh boy, yeah. It's not remembering me. Maybe next time. Next time. Super active. That's awesome. Our puppy is super active and bosses us around. Actually. Oh, you shared on Mike's page? Oh, thanks, Carrie. Oh, great. So when you come on and do that, I won't worry about it. But I do want to start to have it to where it's open and I can share. That would be good. But I just, yeah, haven't been doing that. So, yeah, I was explaining to folks that I've had a when in doubt wait kind of day, big time. A very hard decision I made to wait, to not go forward on something that is going to involve extra steps and pains for me, but my gut told me that it was not right to move ahead. And I was only told about the possibility of doing this thing like 24 hours, 36 hours in advance. And it was took me totally by surprise. If I had known a couple months in advance, I might have been able to angle it so that would have felt like the thing to do. But as it was, I did not know at all until just like last minute. And I kind of went into rush mode, which reminds me of very toxic times I've had in my past. I will tell you, in law school, my very first semester, thanks for the hearts, I worked like a mad woman. I pushed away all the cheat sheet outlines of different classes, and I only read the big, huge books we had for each class, and I worked probably until 2 or 3 a.m. and woke up at like 5 or 6 a.m. every day for the whole semester. And by the time my exams came, I was a complete basket case. I'm talking, my arms were numb because I had been typing in class all my notes on the laptop like a million miles a minute. My arms were completely numb. I had been massively sleep deprived for months, and I totally bombed my first exams, which I had never done in my life. I was like A+ woman, and I very much took my value from getting good grades and having the approval of teachers. So it was devastating. And what happened was sort of a hitting bottom on that entire way of operating, and my conclusion was, henceforth, I would take a complete day off, one full day off every week during law school, and I would use all the outlines and only read the books to the extent I had extra time and felt like it. You relate. And my grades shot up. So I worked less hard and had a better quality of life, way better quality of life, My arms were so bad, I was tentatively diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. My mom like went on a walkathon for MS. Anyway, just a side point, but that was a big life lesson for me. And when in doubt, wait comes out of that to some extent. It's when in doubt, don't. I made a little comic after that horrible event I made a little comic to illustrate that I wanted to be like the tortoise and not the hare. And I'd see it every time I walk in and out of my dorm room. And I just really felt like that was a turning point in my life. And since then, I've had moments of frenzy, but I always come back to that. And so ultimately, I accepted like taking this tortoise path when presented with the opportunity to take the hare path today. That didn't feel right. It felt too rushed. It felt like I would be doing certain things wrong. I was like, I'm going to take the longer, harder path that's slower and feels like the right path. So, but it's also kind of depressing in a way. Hi, Dr. Eggnog. I love that username. Perfect for the holidays. Thanks for inviting followers. So, I've never told that story before. I'm curious, Molly, you're typing if you have a story, some kind of story. Hi. How are you? I love your emoticon too, or your profile pic, I should say. Yeah, I'm going to do when in doubt, wait. And do you hear that? Do you hear that like lawnmower sound? You're cold? Oh no. Are you outside somewhere in cold weather? I'm sorry to hear that. Matthew, why are you cold? Skipped a semester because of COVID. I'm glad I did. Awesome, Molly. That's right. I forgot you were in school when this whole thing started, right? Yes, that's awesome. Wow, Molly, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Choosing, mourning the unmet needs and choosing the solid but perhaps longer path. Yeah, at least you'll get to finish it, right? I mean, that's one way to look at it. Oh, in Arizona, really, you're having a cold day in Arizona. You're probably like me if you live in Arizona, where other people from colder states would say, "What? That's not cold." I get cold when it's basically in the 50s or below. In California here, we live in Sacramento, and that's also can be a very warm spot. Should we ask how cold is it there? It could get pretty cold at night, probably there. All right, when in doubt, wait. Ooh, okay, that's that. But I mean, some people from back east would say, how about negative whatever? But would you guys not concede that those who might be more familiar with colder weather, that's pretty cold, right? That's pretty much as cold as it gets here. I mean, we maybe will have one freeze every couple years. I'm sure the same is true in Arizona, right? Or maybe not. Sometimes in the desert, it can get very cold at night. Somewhere along the line, my daddy told me, when in doubt, don't is the best policy. And as time went by, more and more I could see, waiting to be cool, waiting to be sure was for sure the way for me. Yeah, so I said, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. When you take your time, your choice will be great. getting out. So I'd best say no when I had any doubt. So I said, when in doubt, please don't. When in doubt, wait. When you take your time, your choice will be great. And when I take time to calm my reptilian brain, I can hear my wise neocortex once again. So I said, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. When you take your time, your choice will be great. I'm spotting all the pros and cons I can find, and connecting all the dots, it takes time. So I say, sorry, I was thinking, is it said or say? I say, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. When you take your time, your choice will be great. Well, for years now, I've applied this theory and enjoyed the benefits repeatedly. So I still say, when in doubt, please don't. When in doubt, wait. When you take your time, the choice will be great. Yeah, I said, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. When you take your time, your choice will be great. When you take your time, your choice will be great. Thanks for all the hearts, Molly. So let me go back and look at the comments. I never opened my other comment thing. They made fun of the old dinosaur, ended up stomping them all, and was top student. Yes, I understand not wanting your sweetie to get it. So I didn't get to see your prior comment camp thoroughly. I wanted to review it, but I realizing I didn't open my browser chat app, the one where I can go back and review everything. But I'll open it now. Oh my God, that's awesome, Carrie. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. Aw, hopefully she won't go bam, bam, bam. Hopefully it'll be maybe for supervised play. Oh, okay, William, thanks for letting me know. No worries. But I think you said you had gone and done, Carrie, you had said you had. It's cold there too. Well, you're in Arizona. Somebody else said it was cold in Arizona. Is he on still? Said it was 31. Dr. Eggnog said it was cold there as well. Matthew. Yes. So you two can relate. William's also in Arizona, Matthew. Where are you? Only 35 degrees. So good to see you. Needs to be colder. You're mad. Tippy Dink. 35 degrees. That isn't very cold for New York in the winter. That is not very cold. I was there in the winter. It was really cold. Oh. Let's give it a whirl, Carrie. Yes. That's awesome. Yes, adopt me too, Carrie. I want a pink ukulele. You're in Phoenix. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, Tippy, I thank you. If you like the music or whatever, I hope you consider following, because I'm still pretty new on Twitch. Also, I think there's a thing you can do, hosting or whatever. Anything you can do to help me on Twitch. Thank you. I know on Twitch it can take like a year to even have a single person stumble on your. There's just so many people broadcasting. I've had people, thankfully, a lot of people stumble in, but it takes a while to get going. I've been on Periscope for years, and so I'm simulcasting on Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I just added those Facebook, YouTube, Twitch platforms like maybe 6 months ago or something. A few months into the pandemic. Everything's relative to the pandemic. But yes, these are readers called The Brit. They're very fun. Have that little cat eye fun. Always find that look sort of fun. Hi, Rustu Neural. So I'm thinking about doing. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I kind of want to do Sad and Sweet. Not Sad and Sweet. I kind of want to do Starting with Awareness, but I also want to do Sun on the Sea, I think. But that may be too many slow songs. But I think I'm going to do Starting with Awareness. Hi, Jimmy. Well, I could do Persist. I did do it pretty recently. Would you like me to do it? Or are you... Hi, David! Or are you suggesting it? Oh, it's now 55 degrees? Wow, that was quick. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. Maybe different elevation of where you guys are. Thanks for sharing and inviting. Molly, would you like to hear Persist? Maybe then I'll do Starting with Awareness and then Persist. I was also thinking I could do I Want to Live Before I Die, but I could do Persist because I'm only going to do probably 4. And we'll save Sun on the Sea for another day, and I'll make a better broadcast title to fit that. I like music that takes you places for that one. Why is my... That was so funny, right, Carrie? It's another hot day again for David, guys. He's in Australia, and it's summer there. How are you guys having fires yet? I hate to use the word yet, but it does seem like the one to use. I know for us, I sort of thought at the beginning of our summer, I thought, maybe we're not going to have fires this year. Boy, was I wrong. I always forget that it takes a long time to dry everything out. No fires yet. Good. Well, like I said, that's what I was taking relief in, but then we had like the worst fire season ever. Well, the year before that was the worst fire season ever, and the year before that was the worst fire season ever. I hope you escape from that fate. Sorry, I am a little tired. Oh, excuse me. So I'm just starting with awareness because hopefully, just be prepared. It was sort of, I just really wasn't accepting like, oh, just because it's July, well, for you that wouldn't mean anything. Just because it's only the second or third month of summer, it actually doesn't mean and there are no fires doesn't mean a thing, because it's really when things are at the very end and they're crispy, but there's still heat and wind that it can really pick up. So I'm doing this because I had a really interesting 36 hours where I chose to be, at the end of the day, I was presented with an option to rush something that did not feel right. It would have saved me a bunch of steps and some money, but it did not feel right, and I did not expect to even be presented with the option. I was given like 36 hours to make the decision. And so I decided to be the tortoise and not the hare, and I feel really good about it, but I'm also sad because there are going to be these extra steps and blah, blah. It was a difficult decision, but it feels absolutely like 100% it was the right decision. So starting with awareness is about a lot of different things, but accepting and mourning unmet needs and accepting things as they are. It's my mindfulness song. I'm starting with awareness of all that really is right now. I'm starting with acceptance that what is right now. I start with heartfelt empathy now, so that I can help bring out the best in me and thee and we. Acceptance doesn't mean I can't seek change. Empathy, it does not mean I feel the same. They just help us move in peace, come what may. 'Cause fight, flight, or freeze is not what we need. Not in you and not in me. We want compassion and rationality. And so I'm gonna try to start with awareness of all that really is right now. Gotcha, David. Start with acceptance that what is right now. I start with heartfelt empathy now, so that I can help bring out the best in me and thee and we. I'm willing to accept and mourn my unmet needs. If there's a crisis of imagination when she disagrees, so I don't panic or resort to rewards or punishing. Without rewards or punishments, anger can't live in me. I can think of mutually beneficial strategies and make requests and not demands of anybody. And so I'm gonna try to start with awareness of all that really is right now. Start with acceptance that what is right now. I start with heartfelt empathy now, so that I can help bring out the best in me and thee and we. Without demands or threats, I can give my love freely. 'Cause to condition my love, it hurts both you and me. And invites us each to fight, flight, or freeze. Yet we want peace without and peace within. So healing and collaboration can really begin. So we can be all that we can be through thick and thin. And I'm always gonna try to start with awareness of all that really is right now. Start with acceptance that what is right now. I start with heartfelt empathy now, so that I can help bring out the best in me and thee and we. Thanks so much for the hearts. Yes, I'll bet, David. Well, what are your average summer temperatures? I can't remember. Your winter for our summer. I don't know. So our winter is about, where I live, it's like 31 degrees to like in the 60s, somewhere in there at any given point. It doesn't usually freeze, maybe once a year. Now it depends on where you are in California, but where I am, there are places in California, higher elevation, where it can get a lot colder than that. But even there, I think it doesn't get like under zero, certainly, I don't think. Between 31, oh, okay, now we're talking different, you're talking Celsius, I'm sorry, and I'm talking Fahrenheit. We went through this before. 31 Celsius. Yeah, but it's Celsius degrees, right? In Fahrenheit. We did this. Carrie, I know you know this off the top of your head, right? 87. So 31 degrees Celsius is 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's your low, and you said 38 degrees was your high. So not 8 degrees, 38 degrees. 100.4. Okay. See, our summers, I think you would not want to trade our summers. Our summers are, I can understand you wanting to trade our winters, but the summers you would probably not want to. They are probably, I guess, the equivalent of, well, I don't know, I'd have to do the math, but 10, well, let's see, let me see. Well, let me do this Celsius. What would it be? Maybe 40? What's 40 now? Maybe 45? Yeah, 45 degrees Celsius is maybe our high here in Sacramento. 45 degrees Celsius in the summer. 110. Yeah, Arizona is pretty dang hot. But at least in Arizona and where I live in Sacramento, it's dry heat. I'm not sure that's the same for you, David. I can't remember if it's really humid there, because humidity, that's a whole other basket of worms. Yeah. Yeah. But like I say, it is dry heat, so that's good. So Molly, would you like to hear Persist? I can definitely do Persist, 'cause I'm going to do one more, and it could be Persist. Otherwise, the other possibilities I was thinking of, I Want to Live Before I Die. I was also thinking about The Sun on the Sea, but I don't know. I could kind of take or leave that one. Kind of want something upbeat and persisty. Oh God. Thank you, Carrie. 9/5 times the Celsius. Really? Okay, that makes sense. Plus 32. Okay, I'm just doing it on the internet. I just plugged in the number and I said 31 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit, or 31 Celsius in Fahrenheit, and it told me. Big Lou's favorite. Well, Big Lou, let's do Persist, because Big Lou, he's struggled and he's made it through, right? Because wasn't he a rescue kitty? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, David. That I'd way take 110 without humidity over 100 with humidity. Now I'm talking Fahrenheit here. That's what you usually do is go online too. I'm just very impressed with you that you know the formula. I mean, I'm sure you could find that out online too, right? Or that you would do that. Like, I just don't do math ever anymore, hardly, because I'm always just like, what's 392,000 minus blah blah plus blah blah plus blah 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 blah. It is much easier. He's a rebel feminist. All right. So Persist is a song about, hi La Blonde, welcome. That's funny. Where is it? Where is my song? There it is. So this is a bluesy song that I wrote about to keep myself going. It could be about keeping yourself going with anything that's really important to you, that's just a long slog. And for me, it was with my political activism, which, by the way, I am doing in earnest right now. Virtually every day I am making calls on behalf of the Democratic Party of Georgia. If anybody's interested, I tried 4 organizations and picked that one. They have a really good script. You're campaigning for both senators. They have a good dialer. It's just everything's. I tried Fair Fight Action, the Warnock campaign, and the Ossoff campaign. If people don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. Basically, many of us are trying to win the 2 Senate seats that are going to a runoff after this last election. And I think it's really important. If we want climate change action taken, if we want health care, affordable health care, if we want anything to happen with Biden's administration, we have to help him out with a Democratic Senate, because the leader currently of the Senate is nicknamed the Grim Reaper. I think he even gave himself that nickname because that's where legislation goes to die. So we don't want that, or I don't want that. Anyway, sisters, speaking of Google, so you can Google that if you want to volunteer. I highly recommend it. The runoff is on January 5th, and there's a lot to do between now and then. Early voting, blah, 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 blah. Awesome, Molly. Awesome. Through what organization? They are recommending people call because a lot of people in Georgia have landlines only. They don't have cell phones. So that's why I'm probably not going to probably just going to stick with the calling. For Biden-Harris, I did calling and texting, but I think I'm just going to stick with the calling for that reason. But texting is, thumb yoga to prepare. Good idea. Sisters and brothers. No, it's not time yet. Not until January 25th. But I've gotten less and less worried that he won't. His efforts have gotten less and less credible over time. But it's still scary. It's still scary he has a lot of power right now, and it's going to last for another chunk of time. Hey, Matthew, that's okay. It's okay. You can have your separate opinion. I know we do talk about politics on here, but I don't want anybody to feel like they have to feel the same way, That's okay. I respect people's rights to have their own political opinions, for sure. Sisters and brothers, I know it's been hard. I know you are weary, maybe even scarred, but just look what we've done. And love lead the way. We've made all of the difference, so we'll continue this way. Yes, we will act, we will resist, we will persist every day we exist. 'Cause when we act, when we resist, when we persist, I know, you know, we know we've got this. When we stand for love and empathy for all, we find solutions that help everyone stand tall. And when we do it together now, standing side by side, leaning on each other now, we are up for the ride. So yes, we will act, we will resist, we will persist every day we exist. 'Cause when we act, when we resist, when we persist, I know, you know, we know we've got this. When every single one of us does something each day to make the world more fair, and does it in their own way, big or small, we value it all. 'Cause when we include everyone, we rise, we rise, we rise like the sun. So yes, we will act, we will resist, we will Is that Big Lou looking like like he's gonna persist? Go Big Lou. We need a paw. Do you? You want AOC to be the president? Thank you, David. But you were saying Trump 2024. Yes. Well, Carrie, I've heard there is, I don't know if there's any truth to this. This might be another of the so many pieces of fake news or whatever out there. But this thing about this one guy pushing people not to vote, there's some allegation out there. I don't know if it's true that in the past he was a Democrat. And so perhaps that's why he's pushing it, because it is sort of hard to believe that any Republican would be pushing people not to vote in Georgia. That seems like self-defeating, Yeah. Okay, that's cool, Matthew. Yeah, I love AOC. She's amazing. Yes, you're right. You can like both. That is true. It just seems like they're so different. But I could see it. Anyway, yeah, I do worry that there might be a lot of harm going on. Yeah, she probably is. That would be my concern. I've gone back and forth over the years. When Clinton lost, and I had campaigned for her thinking, well, she was going to be the more acceptable candidate than Bernie because he was too radical. And then there was sort of this lack of enthusiasm for her. I questioned myself. I thought maybe I needed to vote for a more radical person that would excite more people. But seeing this race and how this race played out, I think at least for this race, it really helped having a middle of the road person like Biden. I think he was more, he wasn't so vulnerable as others would have been to the allegation of socialism and all that. So I think that helped. Anyway, guys, I sure do value you. And again, I do want to remind, although we are, I talk freely and openly about politics. Anybody is welcome here, regardless of their political leanings. I don't put stuff political on my broadcast title because I want people. There's none of my songs are Democrats are great, Republicans. I think they're broad enough to be interpreted however is meaningful for you. Yes, that is true, Molly. We shall see how that all plays out. I do worry that the fears he has about prosecution could lead to more chaotic actions out of desperation, in the last few days he have. I understand that too, David. I understand that too, and that's okay. Sorry, I talk about it here and there because it's a big part of my life, and I feel it's one of the most important things I do. The volunteering I work that I do. Yes, that is true, Molly. That certainly helped Biden. I'm somebody, so picture people being pushed off the top of a waterfall and splatting. Maybe don't picture it too much, but some people, like, let's say there was some weird thing happening where people just kept being pushed off a cliff and dying at the bottom. I look sometimes at charity as like we're working to help the people that have been pushed, and politics as we're working to figure out what the heck's going on at the top of the cliff so the people are getting pushed off. Yeah, exactly. And boy, exactly, David. It really does. It really does. I think I'm not alone I think there's so many of us who have had all of our attention riveted on our federal executive branch and beyond the federal level for the last 4 years. And that's probably true as well, Carrie. And I know I have had a baseline level of stress that I've never experienced before in my life. And it's just been ongoing. And I don't know that I'll ever be able to come down. I mean, when Biden won, it was like, okay, my shoulders dropped a tiny bit, but I was like, oh, what's going to happen? And then when, he lost different court cases, so my shoulders went down a little bit more. But I still feel like they're so high. Like when he gets sworn in, they'll drop some more. But I'm not sure I'll ever have the level of trust in our system to elect people that I don't feel scared of. I'm not sure I'll ever regain that trust. It would take a lot of systemic change to do that. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Whether you like to talk about politics or not, it's okay. I hope it's not too annoying when we do or when I do. Just know that you're welcome regardless. Again, I respect your right to have a different opinion, Matthew. Thanks for being here. Thanks for connecting with me. It means so much. Molly, Carrie, Matthew, David, others live and replay. William, if you're still there on Facebook, I really appreciate you so much. And this means so much to me, especially these COVID days, to be able, yeah, Tanny, to be able to come on and connect with you guys. And I look forward to it every day. Hope to be on tomorrow. Big hugs. But not to be something, David. You have another word that you left off there. All the other in the round were better. I will confess to you, Matthew, that my first choice was I campaigned for Warren and then Bernie and then Biden when he was the only one left. But he's growing on me. He's growing on me. I really love his unity message. His Thanksgiving address, I recommend it to everyone, even though it's not Thanksgiving anymore. Oh my God, it was so soothing and helpful. Anyway, thank you. Big love to Big Lou. Bye, everyone. Take care.